Welcome back to the channel. It's Azo, no special intro. Hopefully everyone is having a great day. If it's your first time coming to my stream, make sure to go ahead and hit that follow, like, sub button, all of that stuff. Share if you really like what we're doing. Helps the channel grow, and for all of you returning regulars, thank you guys for taking the time out of your day. As usual, let me go ahead and make some quick updates here. It shouldn't be very long. Then we should be able to go ahead and get right into it. Well, I may go ahead and wait a little bit, get my stuff ready, get everything I need to get done here, and then I'll go ahead and leave the stream up for a second to go ahead and get everything started while you guys gather up. Alright, I will be back in just a few minutes. I'll see you all shortly. Alright. I think that is enough time to give anybody who wants to show up time to go ahead and actually show up, so let's go ahead and get right on into it. For those of you who have been following along, yes, I am finally done with that quest. Yes, I am taking the long journey over to Belferia, and yes, I will be doing my standard intro here. Previously on Elder Scrolls Daggerfall, our hero, after many days of trying to fix their quest, after many days of running, after many days of file manipulation, finally managed to go ahead and get the damn quest started. After making their way down to an obscure farm, picking up the quest, then picking up the legendary cursed casual pants, and bringing it back to the Agent of the Underking, they made their way to the farm, returned it, and then headed on their way to Isles of Belferia. Will they finally get to where they need to go? Will they finally pick up the ghost cocaine? Will they be able to put Lysandus to rest? Find out this episode on Elder Scrolls Daggerfall. Alright. Where are we going? Northeast. Right. So northeast will to right about here, just above the little tip here. So I guess we need to go east, northeast. That would be a much better direction. Alright, well, let's just let this coast until we need to. Alright, what is today's topic of discussion? Let's see if I can find one here. Alright, give me a second. I am looking for a good topic of conversation for today. Okay. I guess we'll go ahead and start with Tiny Tina's Wonderland here, because it is the most recent thing I've been playing. Obviously, for those of you who are here for the Elder Scrolls content, please tell me if you want to hear about Elder Scrolls and not Tiny Tina's Wonderland. But in the meantime, so I apparently am the person who's developing the spell chart for Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I didn't expect to do this. I just didn't find anybody who had the data for it anywhere. So I started compiling this giant list of the brands for whoever's making the spells, the prefixes and suffixes for the spells, as well as a descriptor for each of these spells as well. I have a couple things that I want to go ahead and do with it. Right now it's on version 1.2? 1.1? Yeah, I think it's on version 1.2, which is basically still in polish stages. The version 1 is just going to be a full compendium, if I can get it, of everything that the game has to offer. My version 2, I think, is going to have a lot more polished, with Excel slicers that'll allow people to go ahead and select certain things. And then version 3 is going to have a lot of coding in Visual Basic. which I've been teaching myself for my job regularly, so... If I do the visual basic coding, I should be able to go ahead and make it kind of a point-and-click thing where people can enter into the thing, click on whatever brand they want, it'll bring up the types of spells that they can go ahead and find. They can click the spell, and then it'll bring up menus for, like, prefixes and suffixes and stuff like that. So that way they can try and theory craft whatever spells they want and whatever stuff it may have on it. The only thing I'm noticing is that, like, it looks like the spell stats themselves are a little random, so I don't exactly know how to track them, outside of, like, literally keeping track of every single thing that's on the spell. Also, excuse me if I'm clearing my throat, or you might, you know, hear me doing it or coughing. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I think it's all the tree sperm that's going on, but it is really screwing with my throat. Same with lift. We're having problems because all the trees are finally waking the fuck up, so. But yeah. It's been a trial. I've been working on it for about 4 days. I thought that I had a complete list, but now that I'm going through the Chaos Chamber on higher difficulties, I am finding spells that I hadn't found before. So I'm kind of like, okay, I guess I can deal with these spells. I guess this is fine. But it's been relatively fun. I am playing full spellcaster with the spell shot and Graveborn. And I'm using nothing but the double fisting impaling ice spikes, which just a F ton of damage, and because they have so many spell charges, I am just constantly casting. Unexpectedly good. I knew that impaling ice spikes were good. It's just that looking through the chart and everything has taught me what spells are great and what spells are good. So there is certainly that. Okay, let me try not to spill a bunch of water on myself. Oh shit, that's so cold! I just spilled a whole bunch of iced water on myself. And I'm just gonna let it sit there because my apartment is hot anyway, so. Which, talking about apartments, we're trying to figure out whether we want to stay where we are, move to a new place, or whether I just want to buck up and like, buy a house. This would be my first time ever buying a house, and I feel like buying a house is the official transition from, like, kind of adult to actual adult. Like, because once I have a home, like, that's a totally different thing. And let me tell you, if I have a home, like, that I can do whatever I want with, not only will I have space, I will have a lot more things that I can do. So you guys will see a lot more VR gameplay and games that I haven't been able to, or maybe I'll start finally purchasing in some of those old stuff that I've wanted to, like Steel Battalion. Steel Battalion is what I consider, like, one of the hardest games ever. It comes with a, well, I guess you can play it regularly with a controller, but the true way to play it, it comes with a 40-button controller. And it's like a mech game where you have to try and go through the entire game, but there's no real save points. And if your character dies, that's it. That's it for your entire character. You have to start the entire game over. So, I'm thinking I may go ahead and try and pick it up. It was a rare game when I was younger, so it's probably an even more rare game now. So I'm only hoping that that I can manage to go ahead and find it. Excuse me. Also, since, what, tomorrow's Saturday? Yeah, so probably after the stream, I'm gonna try putting together some of these, So I have a whole bunch of Zakus, for anybody who's familiar with Gundam. I have a bunch of these Zakus just sitting there. My friend and I have been working on a game system, a tabletop thing, for a very long time. And we started buying gunplas, like, forever ago to put together these models. And I finally had the opportunity to buy what I've always wanted, which was a bunch of Zakus. So I bought 6 of them in total, 4 of your regular Mark IIs, one which is Char's, the red one, and then a Zaku 2 sniper model. So I'm very excited to go ahead and put them together, so I can try out and see exactly how they are going to work on the game board. And then after that, we're going to do a whole bunch of test running, and then we'll put together a manual and see about putting it online for anybody else out there who has any of these Gundam models. Maybe we can make an interesting tabletop. I think that would be pretty cool. And I'm sure that whoever's making these models wouldn't really be happy about it. But I mean, what are they going to do? Tell us to stop it and then take the idea and make it? Well, I guess they could do that. I've seen it happen before. Yeah, but let's see. Let me grab these models so I can tell you exactly what I'm sitting on here. I have a bunch of them. I gotta get them from different places, so... Alright, so... I think there's like... between 14 and 16 of these models here total. So I have... Let me move that until Monday. So just throw this into the top case here. Perks of working for the government. You get your own personal computer to do what you need to for work. God forbid you use it for personal. So I have 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is a what's this one? 3. 4. Yeah, this is the 4th. So yeah, I've got 4 of these MSO6 Zaku 2 mass production model units. The MS-05L Zaku 1 sniper. It looks like it is the Yeoman Kirk's version of it, not just the regular. So I'm curious if, because I'm pretty sure the Yeoman Kirk's version is a little more expensive than the... Let me take a look. So Zaku 1 Sniper Yeoman Kirk's. Yeah, so I got this one apparently for a steal. They were selling it for much more than it actually is worth, or much less than it actually is worth, so I technically saved money on the entire batch because the other ones were just slightly overpriced and this thing itself was slightly underpriced. So, and then I have my MSO6S Zaku 2, which is Char Aznable's Zaku. So... taking a look at the products themselves, I'm actually very excited to put all these together. They're only 1/44th scale for anybody who knows what that is. They're pretty small models, maybe, I think, roughly the size of a soda can. but it works out for these purposes. I figure 144 size models, they're not too expensive. And we came up with a system that allows people to play either Federation, Xeon, or as a mercenary. So that way, the cost of entry to the game we've developed is basically just the cost of a model. If you have a 144th model, you can throw yourself into a game. You don't need a giant set of units. You don't need a whole group. It's just like when people are playing Warhammer. They had to develop a smaller unit thing called kill squads just to allow people to play with these tiny squads, which I think works out. I think it's good because it allows more people to go ahead and get into the hobby in general. Let's see. I've got this MSM08 Zagok, the unicorn version, which I didn't actually realize that there were a whole bunch of different versions, but I'm glad to see that this is all Gundam Unicorn here. Give me a second, I'm actually taking a look at it because I didn't realize this was a Gundam Unicorn. Let's see. Hold on, so does that mean there's different versions of the Zagok? Eight Zagok. Let's see. Prototype amphibious unit with the original design MSN made into the animated view of Gundam MS Series MSV. First season, episode 8. Okay, so I guess even the unicorn version or the original Double Zeta version, I guess they both look roughly the exact same, so it doesn't matter. I can use them for both. I think the Double Zeta version might have longer arms. I'm not sure. I'd have to really take a look into it. But either way. And then I have a Goof unit. And then we have a bunch of Breaker units. So an MS-07B Goof. Which, Goof is pretty damn cool. We're gonna have to, once we put all these things together, figure out exactly the weighting and scaling of all of these models in comparison. Oh, yeah, and the Marine Gelduke. I completely forgot about that as well. Let's see. As for our larger Breaker units, let's see. We have a Live Lance Heaven, which I'm kind of going to have to figure out if... I'm going to have to figure out how exactly these work. Because the Breaker models are basically kit-bashed versions of are basically kit bash versions of your normal Gundam models and everything else like that. So I'm just trying to figure out to, just trying to figure out which models will do what. Let's see. I also have in here the Gundam Helios. Which, these Gundams look cool and all, but now I'm starting to realize that, like, some of the units for Breakers look like they can completely blow some of the units from the other series out of the water. I mean, take for instance this Crimson Goof versus the original Goof. This thing is clearly based off of the original design for the Goof, but it definitely looks a hell of a lot stronger. It looks like it has bulkier armor. It's got its command spikes. And I believe just the weapon on its own, having the Gatling shield, is pretty ridiculous. Pretty ridiculous. And then there is... what are these last two? Oh, yeah, the Gundam Sky Zero, which I believe is an aerial model. It's one of those transforming bullshit mechs that I don't like. And then, what is this last one? Ground Urban Combat. I don't know too much about this, but I'm pretty sure I've actually played this in Gundam Battle Operations. Oh, yeah, and then a Dom, and then Luft has a Gundam Death Sight from Wing. So yeah, that's that. I guess going back to Elder Scrolls here, I'm really hoping to go ahead and get done with this probably within the next week. I may put in, depending on where I sit depending on where I'm sitting in here, I may go ahead and put a hard burn and just start slamming through everything up until completion. You know, depending on where I sit at, and start next week in Morrowind. It depends on how it goes. I mean, one, it depends on where I'm at the end of today. Let me take a look on this one. Yeah, it kind of depends on where I'm at by the end of today. As well as how many quests I can go ahead and knock out, and what directions that I have to take to complete everything. I'm pretty sure that I have to go all the way to Belferia, knock out this thing, and then I have to go do something at Wayrest. Let me look at my quest logs here. Elder Scrolls does have a very complicated... does have a pretty complicated system, especially for Daggerfall. So, once I get here, Lysandus' Revelation, it throws me over to the tomb. From there, I need to go to Woodbourne Hall. Where the heck is Woodbourne Hall? In the Kingdom of Wayrest, which is not too far, so I should be able to go from there over to Wayrest. That wouldn't be too far at all. Let's see. Kill this noble. After that, Let's see. Gold is the information you choose to deliver the diary page to whoever can use it against. And avenging Lysander is death. If you get it, there you go. Streets. Let's see. And then after I do that and bring the diary, which is probably going to be running all the way back. Receive a letter from Byssenia. Meet her and hear her plea. Then go to Castle Daggerfall and find the Totem of Tyrus Septim in the treasury. So I'm going to have to, like, chill around until I know exactly where she's going to go ahead and tell me to meet her. Because it's at a random tavern in the Iliac Bay, so I have no idea where the fuck she's going to send me to. The 30 required quests you completed as the last. So, probably all the way back to Sentinel. Probably all the way back to Sentinel again. So I guess if that's the case, maybe I can go ahead and, it might be best to go ahead and head to Sentinel to turn in the letter anyway. Yeah, might be the way to go. Hey Diego, welcome back. I'm doing pretty well. Just heading on to Isles of Belseria. I'm trying to go ahead, or Belferia. I'm trying to figure out what's the best route to take for the rest of my quest. So, once I get there, I need to pick up the powder I'm supposed to grab. Go over to Lysandra's tomb, finish that off. Then I need to go to Wayrest and murder some noble. And from there, I need to take a diary page, and then I need to turn it into somebody. I think from there I have to go back to Sentinel. I think that's the last thing that I need to go ahead and do. I probably should have knocked out all of Daggerfall, then gone over to Wayrest. Well, I guess I did... I should have gone over to Sentinel, finish off all of Sentinel, then done all of Wayrest afterwards. Keep everything on one side of the map to make it cleaner and easier. But what's done is done. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out exactly where I need to go. There's a lot of travel that I've got to do. A lot of travel. Yeah, so my quest is currently to do the ghost stuff, right? From Lysandus' Revenge. It looks like who I turn the letter in can affect it, but I'm trying to go ahead and turn it into somebody, like... Oh, maybe I can turn it into Medora, because that, you know, she'll go ahead and take care of it. And, I mean, she's in the dungeon, but it would be quick enough to go ahead and get to her. Versus everybody else. And then if I turn it into a Buki of the court of, at Daggerfall, you know, she'll turn against me. So turning it into the Queen of Sentinel won't do anything good for me either, because she won't believe me and she'll be like, "Oh, trash!" Run 7 is going good. I have some stories to tell you. Alright, I'm ready. What you got? Also, how has your run actually, like, what have you managed to go ahead and do in your run so far? So I have a few teams, and right now I'm planning on getting metal for a rifle. All right, what teams are you sitting on right now? I assume you've got yourself an Anki, at the minimum. Maybe a Dota. And I have a base far away from the swamp. Probably a good decision, so that way you don't have to worry about that. The swamp is something you just attack when you're ready for it. Also, have you managed to go ahead and give your... Well, I guess that's something you'll want to do at some point, but not necessarily. The whole swamp fever curing thing, I think there is an achievement for getting swamp fever and curing it. So you were telling me about these teams and that medal you're gonna get. You have a 212 Raptor, and one of them little monkeys about to go tame an Anki for the medal. Nice. Just been focusing on base work. No, that's the way to go. That is definitely the way to go. Hey, Biscuit Buzzer, welcome back. Skundrix, nice to see you. I'm doing pretty well. Stream's going. You know, I'm just trying to make my way over to this island that I've been trying to get to. Now that I have officially finished that part of the quest, I have 4 more quests to go. And all of them seem to be located within the same area, so I should be okay. I think my plan of attack is going to be, depending on where it sends me, but more likely than not, I'm going to head to the Isle of Belfaria, grab the Ghost Cocaine, go to Miniveria. Wait, you only stream in 480p max? Actually, I don't think I stream in 480p max. Hold on, let me check my settings. I don't think I have. I mean, maybe I could increase it. It increases the latency and stuff, so that might also be one of the reasons why it's having trouble, let's say. I don't know. I don't think it's streaming in 4... I mean, if it's streaming in 480, that's what it's streaming in. There's nothing I can do about that. But I will go ahead and look into it and see if there's anything I can do for the adjustments. I know that there's ways that I could speed up the stream, but it might reduce quality on everybody else's side if that's the case. So... latency and 480p. Okay. So the first story on how I survived the Trudon attack. There were 7 Trudons and you got bit 4 times, but I had stingberries on my hotbars, so I ate them all and ran away. Jeez. Yeah, I have had all kinds of Trudon attacks, and then as soon as I get in there, I get bit by a Trudon and it's over. That's the reason I put at least a single point into... you get bit once. If you have at least a single point, you'll be able to survive one bite, and then you'll go down. But, yeah. I'll tell you, Lost Island is nasty for Trudons. Lost Island is horrific. Like, it's a great place, but you'll be moseying along on your merry way, and out of nowhere, Trudons will just bust out of the bushes and be like, you know, hey there, hi there, and then suddenly you're on the ground and all of them are taking a nibble. Man, Trudons are I would love... Oh, also, if you're dealing with Trudons, keep a torch on you, because if you have a torch, Trudons will not attack you. So, a torch is a good way to keep Trudons away. They do not like fire. At least that's what I have been told. But yeah, so I'm gonna go get the ghost stuff, go over, knock out the tomb. From the tomb, I have to go over to Wayrest, kill some noble, and then from there I have to deliver their letter. Since Isle of Belfaria is the closest, I think I'm going to deliver it to the Lady in the Tower to close out that quest. And then from there, I have the totem, and then the last dungeon, and that is it. That's all I've got left in the game after that. So, yeah, I'll turn in that letter there. Then there's Totem. Totem, who gets the Totem? You have 200,000... Jesus, how did you even have that many ads blocked? What are you looking at? That it's gotta block so many ads, huh? I mean, on YouTube, so I can't imagine it's anything too nefarious. You're thinking about taming a fairy right beside my base? That's what we did. That was kind of how we got our first theory. We built a base, or we built a trap right outside the base. And I think this was just before we started streaming. Maybe a day or so beforehand, or maybe the day of. I can't remember which. But yeah, so we built a thing outside. We managed to catch ourselves 2 theories at the same time, which was crazy. The first theory got itself caught in the trap, and the second theory got itself caught under the ramp. So we got ourselves 2 theories at once. It was like such a huge accomplishment, and then we took those 2 theories and they became our regular riding dinos, and we used them for pretty much everything for the longest time. You know, I mean, I think you saw them. It was Edward Chicken Fingers and Feather Duster. Yeah. Only YouTube has the ad block for long, keeps track of your lifetime. Oh, wow. Damn, you're getting a lot of ads from YouTube. Oh, it's because all these videos pop up with ads and stuff all over the place. Yeah, I left my ads on. Luft thinks I'm a psychopath for having the ads that I had to click out of and stuff like that. But doesn't really bother me. Okay, so if we keep going this way... Yeah, we'll encounter Belfaria perfectly. So that's a good place to keep that. But yeah, from there, after I do the killing thing of that noble, I have to go to Lady Brasenia, which she'll pop up in a random tavern. According to the game, it looks like the region where she shows up, is where I completed whichever of the 3 required quests I completed last. Which I did Lysandus, Soul of a Lich, and Orcus Emancipation. So I think Orcish Emancipation might have been the last one, which if so, it means it might keep me well within Orsinium, so I don't have to worry too much about that. And then it'll keep me in the same region, and then from there, I have to go over to Castle Daggerfall. So after I go over to... After I've done all of that and get the thing, I'll have to go over to Castle Daggerfall, get the totem, and then I think... I don't know, I don't really... I want to go ahead and turn it into the Underking, but I don't exactly know, like... I don't exactly know who would be best to turn it into. Send his men after you as soon as you leave Castle Daggerfall with the totem, regardless of your reputation. Let's see. So you can get letters based on what your reputation with everybody is. Each letter promises you a great reward, taking sides. Should give me 100,000 gold. Oh, man. It's almost like... Did you solve the problems with the bug quest? Hey! Yes, I did. Hello and welcome, Esteban. So yes, I have solved the problem with the bug quest. I actually just finished it yesterday. So I am on my way to the island to go get the ghost cocaine, to go into the dungeon, go put the ghost at ease, then go over and... It's your call. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out exactly where the best way to go about it. For efficiency's sake. I want to give it to the Underking, but thinking about how long it would take to travel all the way there... They made the Theory Saddle level 69. Nice. But... Yeah, that's really unfortunate. I didn't realize it was that high. I mean, still, you could have the Theory do a thing here or there, at least protect you and your base. But it looks like, in terms of the region, so I'll be able to do Belfaria, knock out the thing, go over to Wayrest, knock out what I need there. More likely than not, the Brasenia should pop up in Orsinium, and if she doesn't pop up in Orsinium, then I'm gonna have to go all the way to Sentinel. So it's either here or here. That's one of the last quests that I've got to go ahead and knock out. Actually, hold on. Let me look at this again. Based on Lysander's Revenge, Soul of a Lich, or Orcus Emancipation. On which of the 3 required quests you completed as last? I assume Lysander's Revenge, so maybe it'll go ahead and pop up in Miniveria. But yeah, either way. So because of, I guess, who I can hand it to, it's really just... My loyal agent will await your arrival at Regional Temple of Region at Temple something Undergate. Her letter appeared in your correct. If you're reading this, you must have got the totem and escaped from the dungeons. I am in. Bring the totem as soon as possible. It's a key to the Montella. So after I go ahead and turn it in, then I have to go all the way to Nelfunga. So I guess maybe I should turn it into somebody on this side. Although, I really don't want to because, you know, Wayrest has been super assholes, and I don't know if I want to go ahead and give them the, When you say give it to the Underking, do you mean the Underking or the King of Worms? Because that's the one who is, far. The Underking, like... So, I wanted to go ahead and give it to the Underking. I think he is the right choice to give it to completely destroy it, but, you know. I think what I'm going to have to do is go take it back to Brasenia. If you want to be efficient, the Orc is the best call. He is the closest to Nelfunga. Yeah, I'm thinking that because it crossed my mind giving it to the Orcs. You know, they could definitely also use it to carve a small nation for themselves. I feel like as soon as I do that, they're gonna like kill everybody in the area. So, who knows? But for efficiency's sake, I think it going to Gortwog might be the best way to go about it. All the endings are canon, so there is not a best ending. Well, I mean, here's the thing. For my character, regardless of what's the most canon ending or not, since I am only going to be playing Daggerfall once, do I really want to leave it on that kind of ending, or should I go ahead and take the time and effort to get the ending that I feel is appropriate? I don't know any of the endings. This is my first and probably only time doing Daggerfall, so I don't know anything about it. Yeah, I was just really scared that, like, if I close it with certain quest items in my inventory, I feel like the game might actually wipe out my stuff, so I'm always worried. I would totally recommend playing it again, but with fast travel. I may go ahead and do that on my own. Just go ahead and play through the story so I can see all of the endings really quick. Because, I've seen people do the speed runs. Obviously, I don't think I'll be able to do that, but I know that it's possible to complete the game in 20 minutes if you do the speed run strats with full efficiency. So, Diego, are you still going to end up getting that theory? Or are you just going to hold off on it until you can access the saddle? Because I feel like it's just like getting a Rex. Even though the Rex saddle is way up there, I feel like it's one of those things you should definitely get as soon as you can. Because you can always find a fairy saddle somewhere. This game's speedruns are crazy to me. Oh yeah, where they're just going directly, where they place the warp points, go directly under the map, go through all of the dungeons, knock out the dungeons, fast travel their way back. Yeah, it's insane. I mean, it takes a very particular way to go ahead and play the game to be able to do that. You gotta really know the game inside and out to be able to speedrun this game. I'm gonna hold off, prepare a lot for it. No, that's a good idea. You don't want to go ahead and lose your character to not preparing. Trust me, you have seen the weeks I have put into preparing for a boss before actually doing the boss, just for it to be, like, overkill. Or, you know, on the exact opposite side, the weeks I put into preparing for a boss just to get everything trounced and have to start over from scratch. Did all the endings except for the ones that are shitheads. Who's a shithead in this game? Daggerfall and Wayrest. What, you don't want to side with Queen Ibuki? Queen Ibuki and King Gorthwig, or whatever his name is? The son who murdered his dad for the throne? And, you know, bitch wife from Sentinel? And Wayrest, I think it's Queen Morgia. I originally thought of siding with Wayrest until I realized that they were the ones that kind of did all the murdering to begin with. I had intended to side with them, because one wrong move with those monsters and my run could be over. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. I have done plenty of theory hunts, and it is not something that you just go into. I mean, hell, even fighting a theory on a Rex is not something you just go into. I have definitely been knocked off of my mount on a Rex, and the theory just killed me. Because if you're close enough and you're within claw range, they can still inflict torpor damage. Or torpor damage. Gorthwog is my man. He was my first ending. By the way, I think this game has by far the best main quest out of all the Elder Scrolls. I would say it is probably the most involved quest out of all of the Elder Scrolls. The political tension, the power struggle of the game, plus the mystery of the murder is interesting. Yeah, I think so too. It is extremely really involved. Having read the manual, it's crazy the amount of detail they intended to put into the game that they couldn't because of technological limitations at the time. Biscuit Buzzer, why do you hate yourself? What happened? Did you do something dumb? What'd you do, Biscuit? I think probably the most interesting part about it has been the fact that your interactions, I think originally they intended it so that way your interactions would actually help or hurt your case with different people and such. I definitely don't feel the reputation does as much as it should or could. But many reasons, but right now, that I play a game for a whole week, like a single game for a whole week, then I don't touch it for like 2 months. That's fine. Need to get bored. Okay, listen. I actually just found out about an achievement in the Stanley Parable that takes 5 years to complete. I had no idea this was an actual achievement. But it is an achievement called Touch Some Grass. And basically, how you get the achievement, you start playing the Stanley Parable. Then, you put down the Stanley Parable, and you can't turn it on or go into the game for 5 years. You literally have to come back to this game 5 years later, and then you get the achievement for it. Isn't that fucking crazy? That is, So don't worry, all you gotta do is go play the Stanley Parable and don't touch it again forever, and you can get that achievement, and be one of the lucky few. People just found that out, like, not that long ago, because they went back to the Stanley Parable to play it for something, and then suddenly, bing, they get an achievement. Yeah, there's some pretty cool hidden achievements out there in the world. perfect for me, I guess. Well, I mean, I'm sure that there are some games there are some games that you just pick up and play, and then some games that you just get involved with and everything else. I know some games can be boring. Just like this. This challenge has not been the most entertaining one. It's been entertaining for a lot of people involved with Daggerfall and the Elder Scrolls series, because they're like, this is crazy. And I mean, doing a world's first, you know, no fast travel Daggerfall run is quite a pain in the ass. But you'll find something. You'll find something that you enjoy eventually. The only time I found reputation to mean something in this game is when you're doing side quests for Queen Berenzia. My first gaming PC is going to arrive in a few days. I'm super excited. That's great. Luft got her first gaming PC from Meta PCs, which I really recommend them. I really enjoyed. I was happy about how quick it arrived. I was happy about the price, and their customer service was spot the fuck on. So it was great working with them. Hashtag not sponsored by Meta PCs, but... So what kind of PC are you getting? Or what's the first thing you're gonna play on it? I guess that's the better question. Can't wait to play Skyrim and Daggerfall on a 3060. Nice. Answered like a psychic. Yep, that you did. You knew what was coming. I feel like that's normally the question people ask first. There's a lot of games I have pending that I want to play. Listen, guys, I'm very excited for Gundam Evolution. I don't know if any of you guys actually care for Overwatch. But if you do like how Overwatch plays, Gundam Evolution is coming out, and I will be playing the shit out of that, so... Like Assassin's Creed, and State of Decay. There's a lot of stuff on my shelf. I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before. Like, games that are just sitting there in a queue that I'd love to go ahead and play, but I just haven't had the opportunity. Haven't been able to go ahead and play them. Or finish them, for that matter, because most of my discs seem to be corrupted for some fucking reason. So I get a lot of my stuff that I can't even play because it's corrupted. I have friends constantly telling me to play Dark Souls and Witcher 3, but I'm just not really interested in them. If you play... The thing with Dark Souls is, it's obviously a difficult game. It's difficult if you just don't have patience, either. Anybody who doesn't have patience, like, they're gonna really struggle at Dark Souls. Or any of the Souls games, for that matter. Or Sekiro. But I feel like The Witcher 3 is a very... It's a kind of a slow-paced game. It also is kind of a trial of patience. It requires a lot of time and preparation to go do stuff. And the same with the Souls series, it is a lot of time and preparation. So, if you don't like those kind of things, I would say don't even worry about it. They are pretty decent games, but they are not for everybody. That is for sure. Played and I like Bloodborne, it's just not super into how Dark Souls gameplay looks. Yeah, Bloodborne is definitely much faster, and Dark Souls is a very heavy, sluggish feeling. Yeah, I can definitely understand that. It feels very heavy in comparison to how Bloodborne does. Let's see. There are a couple games that are kind of... I'd have to look into it, but I know I've played a couple games that are kind of up those alleys. That have really fast-paced gameplay that requires a lot of skill, but I don't exactly know what you're into, so... As for Witcher, I have a very hard time with starting the franchise from the middle and not the beginning. I think that all of the Witcher games are pretty good. I've played a little bit of number 2. And then I've played number 3. I think they all they do kind of stand alone. I get why you wouldn't want to play it. But you won't feel much of a difference playing number 3 versus not playing some of the others. Maybe some characters and relationships might already be established. But otherwise, you'll wonder about the relationships, and I assume that the relationships are the reasons you want to play it. Watching them develop and the actual story progress. But yeah, in terms of gameplay and everything, it doesn't really affect The Witcher, but I get where you're coming from. When I discovered Skyrim, I had no idea it was the 5th of the franchise, and I ended up playing all the previous ones. Yeah, I had actually... Arena had been on my radar for a long time. And I'd had the Anthology collection sitting on my shelf for God knows how long. But yeah, I picked it up with the intention to play, and then I never got around to it. I never got around to playing it. And since my channel took off last year, or since my channel started going up last year, I figured it would be a perfect opportunity to do this challenge that I have always wanted to do, that everyone always said was impossible, and see how far I can take it. Okay, so I'm right about here, somewhere. So that should bring me right in. Can't wait for you to do the jump to Morrowind. Granted, managing the fatigue in that game will be a big problem for this. Still be 100 times easier than this. I am sure. I'd completely forgotten about the fatigue, so I'm gonna have to really figure out what I am doing with my character and how to go about it. But as per usual, I will be playing my good old-fashioned Argonian. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Argonians in Morrowind are, like, ridiculously powerful in comparison to any other renditions of the Argonian. I'm pretty sure they have, like, a bunch of resistance to, like, disease and poison and stuff like that in Morrowind. Or maybe it's in Oblivion. I can't remember. Either way, one of the renditions of the Argonian in the upcoming series is just way stronger than all the others. I also think it's interesting that in terms of the lore, the reason that the Argonians changed their look and everything is because the Hiss trees are actually physically making changes. I play Argonians in all of them. I played Argonian in the first one. I'm playing Argonian right now. Every race is stronger in Morrowind than Oblivion and Skyrim. But yeah, I've always played Argonians. It's my go-to race. I used to play Khajiit. My first race, I think, ever was the Orcs. And then I played Khajiit. And then I switched over to Argonians. And I have not looked back since. I play an Argonian whenever possible. Yeah, my original... I remember I had the name of Dances with Mud Crabs. It was actually my first username before all of these, before Zonavox. And when I tried to do it in ESO, they said, you cannot name yourself Dances with Mud Crabs, as there's already a character named Dances with Mud Crabs. Which, it looked like it was an NPC, so I was a little upset about it. Passive racial skills are super good in Morrowind. My first playthrough of each game was an Argonian. I just feel like Argonians are very strong, well-balanced characters. They can't survive some of the stuff that, like Bretons or High Elves or things like that could, because they don't have those natural resistances. But I feel like disease and poison is enough to play an Argonian. Those two alone are just good enough to play them over other races to me. You think they're just... They have a really cool history. They have a really long history. Plus the fact that they are constantly changing. So when you see a change from game to game in the way that Argonians look, it is a physical change from the Hist to the Argonian race as a whole. That they change how the Argonians work for a certain purpose. Like the change between Morrowind and Oblivion is because the history actually changed the Argonians to be able to fight the Daedra. So they physically changed the way that they look to be able to handle the Daedra better. Quote. That is how the Argonians work, which I think is freaking cool. Because it means they've got a whole bunch of potential. And that means in Elder Scrolls 6, you could see a new Argonian look. Or maybe a more refined Argonian look. Man, that water is annoying. At least it's there. I'll take the pitter-pattering of water over not having any sound at all like I did yesterday. I really like Redguards too. I feel like they are super underrated. Yeah, according to the manual, like, I think Redguards are considered by the... whoever wrote the manual, I'm pretty sure... They consider... excuse me. They consider the Redguards the best race. You know, the Daggerfall manual makes it read like the Redguards are the ultimate race in the game. Which, now I'm curious because I wonder how Elder Scrolls Redguard plays. I don't think I would want to go down that path of playing that as well. Because I feel like that would be an unnecessary struggle for no reason. And I wouldn't really consider it because it doesn't really play a part in it. But High Elves are broken as fuck, by far the best race. Yep, I hear a lot of people end up playing High Elves because it's just better and faster, and, you know, your resistance to paralysis is useful. Excuse me, your immunity to paralysis. Because you can just go ahead and make a high elf, then give yourself a giant weakness to paralysis, but it doesn't matter because you're immune to it anyway, so wouldn't matter at all. If I'm not mistaken, I think my character's dagger is a little high, so that... I know that if you were to do that, your dagger would plunge on a high elf, but I think my dagger is a little on the high end, so that's why I don't level up too fast. Because my character was considered a little too strong, even though my character was weak as hell when I started the game. I am curious to see what Elder Scrolls 6's story is going to be. Also, I'd like to know, if they're ever going to really introduce any of the, like, the creator races for, like, the Elder Scrolls and stuff like that. Actually, you know what? Let me see if they have who wrote the Elder Scrolls. If they have a list or something. Who wrote the Elder Scrolls? No, I'm not talking about that. Who wrote the Elder Scrolls, like, in the game? Who inscribed the knowledge into them, or did they just exist? They lived by the Kalpa cycle. No one wrote them. They're leftover pieces of creation, manifesting as scrolls. Which pieces are left over? How do they manifest as readable or somewhat even comprehensible? They just do. No one really knows why or how. They just do. I believe that's... Also, did you know that a Morrowind male and female have different starting stats? I believe female Argonians are faster than males. Huh. I try and play female whenever possible. I don't know what it is. Ever since I was a kid, back in the Street Fighter days, I remember I always struggled with the game. And then one day I picked up Chun-Li as my character, and I had no problem playing the game whatsoever. So my brain, kid brain, was like, oh, I see. If I play a female, I'm faster. So I went ahead and started playing female characters in games, all because when I made a female character, my first thought was, if I'm female, it's way faster. Do you watch Meat Canyon? I have no idea what Meat Canyon is, so the answer is no. I will look it up, though. Oh, okay, I'm familiar with their art style. Excuse me. I am familiar with their art style, so... well, as far as I know, Chun-Li is S tier in every Street Fighter. He's a YouTuber who makes horror parodies of stuff, cartoon animated. Yeah, I was gonna say I recognize the art, so... I think I may have seen one or two of their stuff. Yeah, but normally I watch boring shit that nobody wants to watch. You know, like science fiction with Isaac Arthur and things about quantum entanglements and like Today I Learned and I like education bullshit on YouTube because I like learning. It's one of the few things that I actually enjoy doing. Yeah, female Argonians have higher speed and agility, and males have higher intelligence and willpower. Well, I already intended to go female Argonian, so I'm happy that it is the right choice. I'm wondering if, like... So, when people are doing their speed runs for Daggerfall, are they just choosing whatever race is at the top? Or do they choose a specific race and they just kind of know how to, like, push their way through the menus quickly? Because I feel like there are some races that would just be more advantageous to a speed run, and taking a moment to click on them, or to get that race, would just be overall more beneficial than just starting out with whatever it gives you. I know that a lot of people do a custom class and everything too, because I've seen that. Can you imagine playing Daggerfall without a custom class? I don't know for Daggerfall, but I know that for Morrowind the speedruns are with red guards. Huh. Any particular reason for it? I don't know what the Red Guard's racial features and stats are. Like I said, I've mainly played Argonians, so I am very much unaware of what a lot of the other races do. This racial power. Adrenaline Rush is crazy good. I assume it's some kind of stamina restoration. You know what? I can look this up. Racial powers in Morrowind. Let's see, powers in Morrowind. So, Nords. Woad, which is shield, Thunderfist, Frost. Ancestral Guard, let's see. Red Guards, Adrenaline Rush. Fortify, Agility, Endurance, Speed, Strength, and Health. Wow. I can absolutely see why. Aw, poor Argonians, we don't even have a racial power. We're just over there looking dumb. Damn, that's unfortunate. Let's see, Eye of Fear for the Khajiit, Demoralized Humanoid. Imperial is Voice of the Emperor, and Star of the West, which is Absorb Fatigue, and then Charm. Let's see, Orcs have Berserk, which is Health, Fatigue, Attack, and Agility. Is minus 100 points, but they get a whole bunch of points for Fatigue and Attack and Health. Because of the speed. I can see why people do Red Guards. Strictly because of that speed. I can only see the only other viable option would be Orc, but, you know, draining agility and, at sacrificing everything else in a speed run, you need that speed, so, makes sense. Let's see, Dragon Skin for the Breton, Beast Tongue has for Bosmer, which is Command Creature, and then the Dunmer have Sanctuary. I wonder what the racial bonuses are for Argonians in Morrowind. I guess the Altmer don't have one either, so... Argonians only have the immunity to poison, 75% resistance to disease, and water breathing. Bretons are best mages. Yeah, so... Yep, that's what I'm looking at. That males... Hold on. Let me see. So, it says that upon character creation, it looks like the males actually are... It looks like it's reversed. Males are faster, where the females are smarter in here. The males have higher speed. Huh. Yeah, at least that's according to the wiki here. Which means that, I mean, if we're going for speed and I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Once I get to Morrowind, I can actually enjoy... I can more enjoy the game. Because, I mean... Don't get me wrong, Daggerfall has been plenty of... Shit, just trying to get that sentence out of my mouth made me tired. Daggerfall has been a barrel of monkeys. It has been fun, but not too much fun. So I'm really hoping that once we're done with Daggerfall, I'll be able to go ahead and play Morrowind more for my own enjoyment than just for the challenge. Oh, Emma's mujer? Okay, yeah, makes sense. That's funny. But, I mean, that immunity to poison is going to be phenomenal. Water breathing for 2 minutes, that's pretty good. Say Argonians do not have strong skill bonuses, minus athletics. Avoid damage by using athletics to move frequently during combat and attacks with long-range weapons such as spears. Medium armor and illusions such as Sanctuary can also assist in avoiding damage. The ability to craft health potions helps replenish damage taken to their health. On armor is also good due to their inability to wear shoes or boots. I didn't know that either. Wow, there's a lot that I didn't know just because I started out in Oblivion. Can boost your starting speed a lot in character creation. No. Medium armor sucks. But yeah, I didn't realize that their on armor is because they can't wear boots. I mean, that's missing out on a whole section of protection, even though I don't think many things are going to aim for my feet. Argonians and Khajiit have them weird. Oh yeah, they have the reverse things. And I think that's why in Oblivion the history kind of made changes to them to make them capable of wearing more traditional armors and stuff like that, so that way they can better fight and participate. Man, I will say, Argonians in Morrowind looking weird, though. Skink in trees. Shade. Unarming is good, but it takes quite a bit of knowledge to make it work. I would 100% recommend. Yeah, I intend to go ahead and wear armor. I'm sure it's going to be a very different game. It's been something that I haven't played in a long time. But they can only use their racial bonus spell, which works for 120 seconds. Unlike in other iterations, they cannot hold their breath indefinitely. I wonder why that is. I wonder if it's because your character isn't from Black Marsh, but is an Argonian that hasn't really been touched by the history. And that's why they don't have some of that ability that the other ones do. Therizino Trap is done. You're off to Team 1. I wish you the best of luck, because I know damn well that is either a make or break it for any run. I think the lore is that they are a different subspecies of Argonian. Well, they're considered, because I know the lore for the Argonians pretty well. They're not really considered a different species, but the Argonians of the Black Marsh, they don't recognize them as true Argonians. I mean, they're still the same species. But they see them as, I think, lesser Argonians, just because they don't have the attachment to the history like they themselves do. If that, like I said, if that makes sense. But they do consider them as Argonians, just different types of Argonians. Yeah, I think they have a name for them. I can't remember what exactly the name for them is, but they call them a completely different thing, too. You're gonna love the power of the Steed constellation and Morrowind. Oh, I'm not even worried about how fast I am going, frankly. I think once I get to Morrowind, I will be A-okay. I'll just kind of, like... Birth signs. I'll just kind of play the game rather than worry about how fast I'm going. Constellations in which a person can be born. A person born bestows magical various... Okay... Elfborn. Womburn. Spelled absorption of 50 points. Magica. Stunted Magica. This is the following effects. Constant. Remember, destruction govern its base magic cost is 1.0. For other uses, C. Okay. I see. You can't use that method as an Argonian. F. There's a lot of... Well, I'm not too worried about speeds. I mean, it's just a no fast... From Morrowind on, the fast travel route will just be a lot easier. The reason I'm going for speed here is strictly because of size. Like, Daggerfall is huge, so I'm trying to get across it into the main quests as quickly as possible. Whereas once I get to Morrowind and Oblivion and Skyrim, I'm less worried about speed and just more playing the game. You know, because that'll be a whole bunch of doing as many quests and stuff as I can, and playing the game through its main stuff with no fast travel. But in here, the distances are just so insurmountably large that I have to take advantage of the high speeds. Look up Boots of Blinding Speed to see what you'll be missing. Boots of Blinding Speed. Our unique set of leather boots in Morrowind. Let's see, she rewards them. Escort, if you decide to kill her, may take the boots for escorting them safely. Let's see, item is one of the... Oh! Fortify speed by 200 points? Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That is extremely strong. Wow. Well, no point in worrying about what I don't have. Or what I can't use. Okay, where are we? Are we still on here? We are not, so... Hey, making good progress. We'll be there in no time. Things almost went wrong. I got surprise attacked by Trudons, but I lived, so I'm gonna go kill them and then try again. Just be careful. It seems like you have a lot of Trudon attacks going on. You don't want to start round 8. Okay. Atronach, Lady... let's see, the Lord Trollkin, 100% weakness to fire. With Blood of the North, restores 2 points of health for 30 seconds. Mooncraft, Fortify Agility, Lover's Kiss. Fae, Fortify Magic. Let's see, Blessed Word, Turn Undead. By 100 points for 30 seconds on target. Blessed Touch, turn undead for 100 points on touch. Okay. Mara's Gift, restore 100 points on self. Star Curse, poison by 3 points on touch. Damage health. Invisibility for 60 seconds on self. Man, Shadow is looking pretty nice. The Steed, fortify your speed. Thief, Danger Sense. The Tower, the Beggar's Nose, detect animal, detect enchantment, detect key. Open 50 points on touch. And then the Warrior, fortify attack. Man, that Shadow is looking pretty nice. Invisibility is not something to scoff at all. But they also give you 100% blindness, which is easily avoidable. Lever's also pretty good, especially for warriors. I'll probably end up playing some kind of thief. I really like sneaky classes, but I haven't been able to play them in... I haven't really been able to play them in this game. This has not been a game I can just sneak around. I kind of had to brute force my way and attack everything that looked at me. As someone who also tries to play sneaky, in my experience, there's no sneak in any Elder Scrolls game except for Skyrim. I wouldn't say that. I had a really good time sneaking in Oblivion. I didn't have any problem sneaking around in Oblivion. Not that I recall, anyway. I mean, it has been some time, but I don't recall Oblivion being hard to sneak around in. The Rogue Steve's characters are totally possible. I mean, I can tell you that I remember in Oblivion, here was how it went. I got that quest that told you, hey, go get the ebony blade. And then I never used any other weapon because it had infinite durability. So I just used that quest item for the rest of the game. And that was it. You mean the Umbra? I think that's it. I don't recall exactly what it was, but whatever that sword was that they send you out to go get, that was the sword I used, and I used it forever. I never finished that quest. It was the only thing I never did, because it had infinite durability, so I just used it, and then that was it. That was my weapon. I played the entire game with it. That was the start of, yeah, it was a wonderful weapon. Not having to worry about durability. The sword itself was extremely, it was efficient, it was strong. I also don't like spending gold in games like that, so it's also in Morrowind. Pretty hard to get. Yeah, and that was the reason why I went in Oblivion. Like, I've only played a little bit of Morrowind, so I don't know as much about it. I'm kind of going into Morrowind pretty much blind because of how little I have played. Oblivion, on the other hand, I knew extremely well, but it's been many, many, many years since I've played that, so... More likely than not, I will just play with what I get in Morrowind, or play to my strengths, whatever those may be. But like, I feel like that's far enough away that I am just more worried about getting to Morrowind than I am about preparing for it. Also, a future advice for Morrowind, it may be a good idea to have a weapon skill as a major and one as a minor because of how the level up system works. I believe I had my long blade, and then I had axes as a, well, I mean, I have blunt weapons in here as a secondary, so primary and and major should be governed by different attributes. Yeah, I believe I had two of them in this one anyway, just as a fallback in case I needed to, but then I kept getting long blade stuff and never really ended up using... I had a Daedra Warhammer, and that was about it. And I was going to go ahead and use it, but then I remembered the Daikatana was just good. So I just kept using the Daikatana. Don't find it really necessary if what you want, but in Morrowind it could be really useful. Alright, I'll keep it in mind. You know, when I get there, like, a weekish from now, depending on how fast this goes. Yeah, we're not too much further now. With how much distance there is, I may be able to get there on whatever stamina I have, or I might just cut out just before and have to take one rest on the ocean. After I get off of stream, I'm going to be building up Gundams. Or I'm going to be building some mobile suits. Because I've got a bunch of models and I'd like to go ahead and work on them. Sundays is normally when we go ahead and work on them, Luft and I together. And we'll be building some. I don't know on what platform. We may go ahead and do it on Twitch. I may end up actually doing it on TikTok, of all fucking places. But yeah, I'll be building up one of these models. Remember that my Argonian had a short blade as a major and a spear as a minor. And is useful to keep leveling up. Well, I'll figure out, depending on whatever I get when I get there, and I'll work from there. I'm not really planning too far ahead for what I'm going to be doing there. I'm kind of just going to play the game, and however it goes, it'll go. Character creation will probably take a little bit, as it did in this one. And then from there, I'll work on it. Security is a pretty good skill to have. Keep it in mind. Alright, I will do that. I have about 2 or 3 stamina cast left on me. Getting into the dungeon shouldn't be... I mean, it should still have my things from last time. If it doesn't, I'll figure it out, but... it should still have my map from last time. Because I've been in, I think, 2, maybe 3 dungeons. I love that you can bash open doors in Arena and Daggerfall. Yeah, that was something I wasn't expecting. Like, because in Arena, I mean, who would have thought that you could bash your way through some of the ending dungeon's doors? As long as you got past that first door, at, like, the end dungeon, where you have everything, you could literally just bash your way through all the other doors without needing a key or anything. Actually, I think you could bash your way through all but maybe that last door. It was either the first door or the last door. But it was crazy to me that I could do that. I had no intention. I was just, like, beating on it, thinking it wouldn't work. And then it just opened, and I was like, holy shit, does this mean I could... Yep, and I just walked right on through without having to get any of the other keys. I think I only needed 1 key, and that was it. And I just bashed my way through every other door. Yeah. Unless it was, like, magically locked for some reason. It was nice to be able to just break open doors in Arena. If you have Pass Wall and a skeletal key, you can bypass every door. in one of the last dungeons. Yeah, and I saw that, but I didn't have pass wall at the time. Hey, Shane, how you doing? Everything going all right? You're coming in at a great time. I am running across the water as usual. Yeah, I got past my problems in the game, and now I am heading towards one of the last 4 quests I have to do. So I am really hoping to get through with this. Also, for any of you guys who are finally coming back, I'm wishing you guys the best. Hopefully everyone's having great days, great weeks, and all of that. And I know not everyone can pop in, but I am always glad to see when you can. I should get the skeletal key in my current arena playthrough. Never done it before. I went for the Necromancer's Amulet because it double stacked on top of the amulet I was wearing. So I had an Ebony Amulet, and then I had the Necromancer's Amulet stacked on top of that. I always get the Augment Infinium. Yeah, yep, it was... Alright, we'll catch you later, Biscuit. Thanks for popping in. Have a great night. Yeah, the Augment Infinium was such a good item. And I know that the Ogma exists in here, but frankly, I don't think I need it. Like, there's nothing the Ogma Infinium could give me in terms of, like, extra points that I couldn't just get. It would be a waste of my time to get the Ogma, frankly. At least in a non-fast travel run, that's for sure. Therizino's in the trap. Nice. What level is it? Daggerfall is easier than Arena, so it's not really necessary. Yeah, Arena is definitely a pain in the ass. I can absolutely see why the Ogma was such a big thing in Arena. So much so, I actually thought about getting it twice, not just once, because I figured I would have that many problems with the game if I didn't. Plus, the Ogre gives you 30 and not 50. Yep, I saw that as well. I wonder if it's because the Augment Infinium is just slowly losing its power. A pelican just stole all your narcotics? Jesus. You got Icky, huh? Man, you better make sure that Icky doesn't steal anything else. You better take it out. Man, Icky has ruined many a thing. So... I just think the developers are scared of making OP items as time went by. Yeah, but for story purposes, let's just say that the Ogma is slowly losing its power. Amazing news, just another world my smartphone is going to have a Season 2. Oh, God, I did not like In Another World with my smartphone. Hey, Raul. No, I have managed to go ahead and finish off the Underking quest. I am on my way to go pick up the Ghost Cocaine. I'm actually not that far out from it right now, and then we'll head over to the tower, grab that, and then Miniveria, and I know where the quest is, the tomb is, because I happened upon it on accident already. But yeah, we're heading over there now. We go to Belfaria, knock out Belfaria, and then head over to the tomb. I love that you call it the Ghost Cocaine. Yeah, because I mean that's that's all it is. It's basically, you know, here's your cocaine. Now tell me what I want to know. Never felt so happy. I guess smartphone, it was okay, but it just felt so, the problem that I have with the isekai genre is the fact that so many of these main characters feel so overpowered. And they feel unreasonably overpowered. There's a good overpowered, which, what's it called? The one where he's an assassin and he's reborn as an assassin in his next life, or something like that. That one was a really good one. I can't remember what it's called, but that was good. And it made sense, because as an assassin in his previous life, he grows up knowing all of what he knew back then, and then carried that forward into a life where he was raised as an assassin from birth. So it made sense. Whereas Smartphone in Another World, it's like, oh, I've got my phone, I can do whatever I want. Hey Joe, how you doing? But yeah, this is, once I get through there, I'm hoping that the map for the dungeon is already open and I don't have to go through it again. The only isekai you've watched is Konosuba, and you find it pretty funny. Konosuba is pretty funny. For an isekai, I will say it did definitely make me laugh. It went against a lot of the tropes that you find in typical isekai, and it didn't take it so seriously, which I think is pretty good. Sometimes you get a lot of these, you get a lot of isekai that when they transfer their character, no matter how much comedic relief there is, they take themselves so seriously. And if you can't take your main character seriously enough to not make them an overpowered, piece of Deus Ex Machina, then you shouldn't make it. But at least give your characters flaws. All these main characters who they come to this other world, they're completely flawless. They're capable of taking on everything. And it's why I don't like a lot of the isekai genre. You know, insert Reborn into Another World they tend to take it a little too far most of the time, so. I like my anime real grounded with a little bit of realism. It might be why Madoka Magica is what I consider one of my favorite anime ever, because it's deceptively cute. You think it's pretty, and you think it's supposed to be some magical girl anime, but it turns out it is not the kind of anime you think it is. If you like serious stuff, Madoka Magica is the way to go. It just looks cute. It's not. It's a very serious story wrapped in a very deceptive paper. But yeah, I don't have too much time to watch too much anime nowadays, but something is in all isekai, another person gets summoned into a magical world, but never a magical person gets summoned into a normal world, except the devil's a part-timer. Actually, there's quite a few of that. There's quite a few animes that have the magical person being warped into a normal world. I can't remember. There's another one that just came out not that long ago where this lady gets sent over, and she's like the demon lord, and she gets sent over to that side, but she's lost a lot of her power and stuff. I think recently that has started to kick up, the other person getting switched over, because we've gone from the isekai genres where eating everything gives you power, or these people who just want to live their regular lives right now, I think, is the big one. So you get these overly powered people who are all just trying to live regular lives. I think that's currently what the phase is. But yeah, there's a few of them here or there. Yeah, we'll have to rest. I don't think we'll make it. Excuse me. We'll wait until it hits the mid-knuckle, like always. Man, to think that I am going to be done with this here in probably about a week. Have you guys ever stepped outside and then been like, why didn't anyone tell me about this because you play video games so damn much? That's funny. Yeah, I think when I first got to Utah, I was kind of like that. When I got to Utah, I was like, what the hell? Why did I not know any of this wilderness existed? Because I had come from Virginia at the time, and although there's forests and stuff out here, there's nothing like what was out in Utah, where you have that open wilderness. You can just walk down the street pretty much anywhere and go hiking. Like, Utah was a completely different kind of wilderness I had not run into before. Thanos versus Madara? Madara wins that fight every time. Thanos is strong, but, I mean, it really comes down to which Thanos you're talking about. I'll get into that in a second. I ended up testing how boats work on this game because we talked about it the other. You were right, it's just a fast travel to the middle of nowhere. It doesn't move, it's just one. Yeah, and that's I read up on it before I did it. Because I was going to use boats, and then somebody, I'm pretty sure it was Propane, informed me that boats were used as fast travel points or ways to get from one place to another faster, but there's no drivable version of the boat. But yeah, going back to Thanos versus Madara. So, Thanos in the comic books is a total pushover, and has been beaten by many people quite often. I wouldn't say Thanos is a pushover, but I would say he is a villain that has not accomplished his mission very often. Whereas Madara would surprisingly beat a lot of, like, characters in a fight, I think. Itachi would beat a lot of characters in a fight. If the character that he is fighting, even from different universes, if the character he is fighting has a low perception or low IQ, that's it. Itachi wins that fight. And I think Madara falls in the same category as well. What's your favorite SCP? I don't remember the number, but it's the vending machine one. It's the one where people type in random things and random stuff pops out. Or you ask the vending machine for something. I can't remember exactly what it is, but you just type in random stuff and it gives you all kinds of things. Or depending on what you put in terms of currency, it gives you something out. 96, I think, is Shy Guy, isn't it? Oh, I also really like, the IKEA one, where it's like this giant IKEA that people get stuck in, and there's like these beings that work in the IKEA, but once you get in, it's like near impossible to get out. I think that's also a really good SCP. I think that has the potential for a game. Like, if you want to talk about SCPs that could be made into games, I think the Infinite IKEA has the potential to be a kind of... I think that would be really... I've seen that one, also Paranoid. The IKEA one scares me. Yeah, I mean, that's what it should do. It's what it's meant to do. The IKEA one is probably as close as you get to what people consider the back rooms. I think the IKEA one is about as close as you'll get to that concept. What's DC's move again? Where some guy gets blind superhero. This is an easy way to escape. Just don't get caught by the workers and go on the side of the wall till you find the exit. Well, the problem is, that, one, the workers kind of always know your general location. And once the, quote, store closes, that's when they attack. So you had to find a way, you'd have to, fortify your location and scout. And the IKEA is big. I mean, it's not just something you could just randomly find. So if you were to go, there are towns and stuff that popped up in the IKEA just because that's how large it is. And I believe there was one person who did manage to, find an exit, or a couple people. But once you get in, it is not an easy way to find your way out. And since the workers will come for you because they know where your general location is, and if you kill one of the workers, all it does is attract more of them, it's kind of a problem. Yeah, reading through the description of that SCP, his superpower is being blind. Are you talking about, Daredevil? No, Daredevil's Marvel. I actually have no idea. Let's see. DC superhero who is blind. Dr. Midnight. Regardless, the first superhero in comics to exhibit a physical impairment, predating the creation of Daredevil by Marvel by more than 20 years. Made his live-action debut in the second season of DC's Legend of Tomorrow. So, Daredevil is actually 20 years older than the first, Blind. Goku Black versus the Reverse Flesh. I have no idea. As I have not seen Super, I am unable to answer that question. What happened if 96? That wouldn't happen. 96 doesn't want to roam the planet. It doesn't want to, like, see anything. 96 just wants to be left alone. So, I mean, it would start wandering the planet if, you know, if somebody saw it, it would start wandering the planet. And then a whole bunch of people would see it. So it would have to go, it would just constantly be wandering the planet as long as other people saw it. Man is the definition of Bird Box. This is Goku Black, not Goku. Once again, I haven't seen Super, so you guys are talking a foreign language to me. So we should make landfall here shortly, or at least should see land coming up here shortly. .001 is pretty cool. I thought 001 was like a whole bunch of different SCPs, that so nobody actually knows what 001 is. Is this like plot for Super? Because if it is, I would appreciate not knowing any of this. Is this something that I don't know or shouldn't know if I'm gonna watch, like, Super? You didn't spoil anything? Okay. Cool. Look, you beat me to it. I was already asking about it while you were providing me the answer. So from here, now that we're on mainland, I just need to make it over to the tower, so I guess slight correction. And that should be more than enough to take us over there, I think. Or at least get us in the ballpark of where the tower is going to be. This power hand. SCP-001 probably has to be the strongest ones. Yeah, I mean, of course. I think all of them are put there. If I'm not mistaken, the file on SCP-001 is composed of a bunch of files for different SCPs, because I think they were all kind of submitted at the same time, if we're talking real life and how they came about. And number two is that every SCP-001 could be a thing or could not be a thing. But the general consensus is that none of them are actually real, and there is something else that is SCP-001 that is just not listed or is hid behind a whole bunch of different SCPs to cover up for what the actual SCP is. So the Therizino is a level 55 and it's teaming up. It's totally the first one I lured into the trap. I have a feeling that that Therizino was totally not the first one you lured into a trap, but I'll take your word for it. As always wondered what SCP 96 face look like. There's pictures of 96 face out there if you want to look. And what exactly did you decide to tell me that you're trying to... No, I'm just letting you know it's out there. That's all. Excuse me. Man's got a bigger jaw than Christ Rock when Chris wanted to slap him with. Baruto has ruined all of the female character designs. What do you mean? Yeah, I don't understand what you mean. It's ruined all the character designs. Also, to any of the people who are popping in the channel now, hello and welcome. Nice to see you. Feel free to like, sub, follow, all of that bullshit. You know, I don't press too hard on it, but, yeah. Also, 18 plus channel, so feel free to have any kind of conversation you would like. There are a couple things that YouTube itself doesn't like, but I don't... Yeah, I have no problem discussing pretty much everyone. Why is everyone flat? Oh, I'm sorry. You don't like that everyone is flat? I mean, it's probably because they didn't want to go ahead and sexualize all the characters, Shane. That might be why. You know, not every character has the boobs. Not every character can be Tsunade. And if that's what you're looking for, then you're in the wrong genre and you shouldn't be watching Naruto. Please don't turn this into some... Uh-oh, here we go. What am I going to turn this into, Shane? What are you about to say I'm about to turn this into? Look at a pic. Turn it into some weird argument. Don't worry, I'm not going to turn it into some weird argument. Nothing there. I just... You know, you were saying everyone was flat. I was just providing a thing. That's all. No weird arguments here. Plus, you know, a lot of designs change over time. The people who were making Naruto are probably not the same people working on Boruto, and they wanted to go ahead and change their designs. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll make corrections when we get closer to the actual tower. Just found a white female fairy, and the one I'm taming is a male, so yeah. Awesome, you can get yourself a nice breeding pair, and then get yourself an imprinted fairy. That'd be great. I'm sure he meant flat character motivations. Yeah, I'm sure he meant flat character motivations. That's exactly what he was talking about. That's what you were talking about, Shane, right? That they didn't seem to have the same depth of character as Naruto. There's different anime, so there you go. I mean, there's plenty of anime out there. I mean, such as the masterpiece that is Queen's Blade, which is all kinds of let's say it is an anime plagued with back problems. Let's put it that way. Whatever you think I meant. Ah, okay. Well, I guess if that's the case, I'm gonna go ahead and super misconstrue what you put out there. And why are the characters all flat? It's because they're 2D and they're drawn. I don't remember there being but very much 3D in Naruto, but maybe you recognized it, and maybe they transitioned to a flatter surface. Or are you talking about the matte color scheme? Maybe they have more flat and muted colors because of, you know, budget constraints or something. Or maybe it's because maybe they had less sharp lines and stuff because they needed to go ahead and also keep within budget. So maybe they went ahead and created more curved surfaces in the anime rather than having flat surfaces for that reason. Maybe that's it. Or it might be because they didn't add enough carbonation to the anime, so it's not fizzling the way that it should. Or maybe it's because they forgot to go ahead and stand it up, and it is now laying down on a vertical or on a horizontal surface, and that's why it's flat. Or maybe it's because they decided that a condo would be better, and so they went with the condo idea rather than going with the townhouse or multi-story bedroom. Or maybe it's because they were driving up the road and then suddenly something punctured their tire, and that's how Boruto was born. And that's why it's flat. Can't believe how in new Mortal Kombat games the female fighters don't go around showing their big pair of character developments anymore. What, you don't like the fact that they've decided to go ahead and go about the road of clothing a lot of these things? You know, it does kind of bother me, and it's not because of the sexualization or desexualization of characters. What bothers me most is the fact that they design a lot of these characters, right? They design them for a specific audience in mind. And that audience is the people who are buying that product, right? And then they're trying to go ahead and tailor that product to people who aren't even buying the product. If I want to sell a movie to people about soda, I don't go ahead and make a movie about flavored water. I'm just joking. I like most of the new designs. I do like a lot of their clothing. I do like a lot of their stuff. It still doesn't change the point that I feel like censorship has taken over to a huge degree. And I feel like a lot of the designs nowadays are being pushed more by what people feel is... What's a good way to put this? I feel like the designs in the video games are now being dictated by people who have no interest in the actual design or genre or product. Now you just want to eat? You can't? Why can't you eat? I do think the new Mortal Kombats are pretty interesting. I will say, Mortal Kombat does have one of the hardest achievements in gaming. I just read about it yesterday. I think it's got some ridiculous, qualifications. Like having to play every single Mortal Kombat character for at least 24 hours. Having to spill at least 10,000 liters of blood for every single one of those characters. Having to go ahead and I think get like a ridiculous amount of fatalities and X-rays and all kinds of stuff. There's like a ton of different things to get this achievement. I mean, at the end of the day, it does not hold a candle to Metal Gear 4's achievement, which I just found out about yesterday too. That is insane. In Metal Gear 4, I think it's Guns of the Patriots or something, you have to play the game at minimum 8 times to get all the other achievements. Then, you have to go through the game on its hardest difficulty without being seen, without killing a single person, without using any health packs, or without dying, all under 5 hours. Well, I do feel like Melina should show more skin since she has the femme fatale archetype, but it makes sense that lieutenants like Sonya don't go around. Yeah, I mean, of course. Of course, it would make sense that people like Sonya would be more inclined to wear more clothing. And it would also make sense that other characters would wear more clothing to, like, keep things intact, or armor, or stuff like that. That does make sense. But why completely cut it out and not allow the option for anybody who feels like that's what they want to see? I mean, Mortal Kombat is not supposed to be designed for children. It really isn't. It's a game that is designed for an older audience. So why are you gonna go ahead and treat the older audience like they don't know what a boob is? Every time there's something with women and there are fruits, Twitter just... What? Hold on. Shane. Every time there is something with women and their fruits, just left the creator. Every time there's something with boobs, like Twitter loses its mind, is that what you're saying? Mortal Kombat 9 has an insane cheat 24 hours in each character. Yeah, and that's exactly what I was talking about. It's Mortal Kombat 9. It's achievement. Listen, he is getting way too much credit for an overreaction. Everyone's being like, slap this, slap that, like Will Smith, and I'm just like, okay. I mean, isn't the first time anybody slapped anybody? I mean, sure, national television and all that, but like, he's getting far too much credit, and the man is getting like all kinds of backlash over it too. Personally, I don't give a fuck. Those people make way more money than I do, and at the end of the day, let them eat each other if they want to. Not my monkey, not my circus. Yeah, I knew you would understand. No, you're good, I get it. I guess they just wanted to move away from the stereotypes of fan service fighting games that a lot of Japanese fighting games have. Yeah, it makes sense. It does make sense. I still feel like there should be an option for those who would like to do that. You know, just like Dead or Alive obviously has different outfits you can put on your characters, and some of them are more tame than others. But I understand what they're going for. I just feel like their key audience isn't... People are gonna buy Mortal Kombat if they're gonna buy Mortal Kombat. That's just how it is. Like, nobody's not gonna buy Mortal Kombat and be like, oh, I didn't buy it because they didn't have the boobs. Because then you'd have to go ahead and admit you're a degenerate or something. To be like, there's no boobs? I don't want this game. And you admit you were not playing it for the game. You were playing it for the outfits and stuff. So at the end of the day, it probably doesn't affect it, but I feel like it does remove a couple things that people are interested in. I just don't understand, like, why violence seems to be a-okay, but God forbid you do anything sexual in a thing, and it is wrong. The puritanical belief that boobs are evil just bothers me so much. Because, you know, I'm Puerto Rican. Like... Sex is mainly just a dinner table conversation more than it is anything else. I mean, most Latinos that I've known are pretty open about, you know, who they are and their sex lives. And for me, it's no big deal. It's just regular conversation. It doesn't even faze me when people talk about that kind of stuff. That's probably why. Have you seen what King of Fighters looks like? My god, those characters sure are developed. Yeah, King of Fighters does a good job of development. They could easily do it without losing its audience. Yeah, and I firmly agree with that. They could do anything they really wanted without losing their audience. Because Mortal Kombat players are going to buy Mortal Kombat for Mortal Kombat. They're usually buying it for the brutality of the game rather than the sexuality of it. You know, that's why Street Fighter can get away with what it does. Because people buy Street Fighter because they want to play Street Fighter, not because they want to ogle everybody. I mean, sure, they introduce characters with a little more sex appeal than some others, but... I think it's because violence is a core component, while sexy characters aren't necessary. Like both the old and new styles. Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just, it always kind of bothers me. Like, and not just in Mortal Kombat, but just games in general. It's also why the AO rating technically exists, but, like, nobody has an AO rating game because, God forbid, you get an AO on your game. Nobody is going to want to stock your game, so at that point, you're pretty much, it's dead in the water. Singbury. I think this is probably one of the only towns in this entire place. scared me. Ah, alright. Well, let's keep going. At least I know it's here. I don't have to go for it right now, but... why does Fraser love calling the Saiyans monkeys? It's an albino lizard-looking ass, free toe-ass looking trunks chop off his... It's because that's what they are. That's what they probably were. I mean, the true form of a Saiyan isn't the humanoid. The true form of a Saiyan is that big monkey. At least that's what I'm understanding, that the Saiyan's true form is that. Fatalities are just cool. Let's be honest, we all played Mortal Kombat, so it's too young to play it. That's true. I definitely remember playing Mortal Kombat as a small child and losing a lot and being mad that I didn't know what to do. I mean, hell, Mortal Kombat is what invented the, Mortal Kombat's the reason the ESRB rating system exists anyway. I mean, anybody who was playing Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat 2, like, it was invented, the ESRB rating system was invented because Mortal Kombat was played by everybody. It didn't have a thing saying, hey, this isn't for children. But people got so in an uproar that they were like, we need to invent this for the kids! That's why Goku would slap some sense into him like those... Level 79 theory with red on it, so what name should you give it? Is red its, like, dominant color? Yeah, Mortal Kombat and Night Trap. Oh my god, Night Trap. That's a time machine moment. I'd completely forgotten about Night Trap. Literally until you mentioned it. No, on its back? Is it green? Because if it's green with the red on its back, I would definitely call it Yoshi. Why not name it Slickback? Or, I don't know. Let's see. How about Red Falcon? Or... Let me see. You could always go with the ever classic Red Rum for murder. Big Brother used to kick my ass in Mortal Kombat Trilogy, then he stopped playing so I couldn't get my revenge. Yeah, that was the way it was for my... Thought it was red, it's purple. Slickback works even better now. You know, a pimp named Slickback. You gotta say the whole thing, not just pimp, not just Slickback. Yeah, my cousin did that. He had Mortal Kombat at the time, and he used to kick my ass all the time, and I bet he got a fucking kick out of it. Frieza is racist? Yeah, Frieza's fucking... He is absolutely... Like, it's funny, because I saw this TikTok the other day that's like, characters that would say the N-word. And it was like, Goku, he probably said it as a kid, thinking it was a type of food. Vegeta, near the beginning, he probably said it. By the time he reached Majin Vegeta, he definitely didn't say it anymore. And then it was like, then it got to Frieza, and it's like, Frieza, Frieza doesn't just say it. Frieza says it from the bottom of his diaphragm. Frieza says it full screaming with his chest. So, yeah, he definitely strikes me as that kind of character. Yeah, but I remember he used to get a fucking kick out of beating the shit out of my character all the fucking time. I actually really like the theories, so I have a soft spot for them. Because they may be death creatures, but if you look them in the eye, they just look like such innocent creatures. They just look like they just want to, like, exist peacefully. But God forbid you breathe their air, they will take it personally. Oh shit, I completely passed the tower. Hold up. Let's try this again. Damn, maybe I should have checked before I just ran off into the distance here. Also, not daylight, so I can barely see shit out here. It happens all the time. I think I've missed the tower at least half the time I've gone for it. Why are there no Black Saiyans? Probably because the Saiyan race is white? I mean, if there's no dark-skinned Saiyans to introduce into the gene pool, then how are they gonna have dark-skinned Saiyans? Also, I assume that the climate they're in also has a lot to do with it. What about Black Goku? Is there a Black Goku? I mean, if there's no Black Saiyans, they can't have Black Saiyans. So, like, let's assume that there are some Dark Saiyans out there, right? Then there should be Black Saiyans. But if there's no Dark Saiyans on the entire planet, how are they going to have Black Saiyans? I mean, if we're talking thematics, I'm not talking about, like, anything. Don't anybody misconstrue this as me saying there can't be Black Saiyans. My point being that there aren't any Black Saiyans in the show because there are no Black Saiyans on their planet. So all of them were just, well, I don't know. Actually, maybe there are some dark-skinned Saiyans, because I have seen some Saiyans with like olive-ish skin. All right, here we go. Now, let's freaking see. Oh no, I gotta freaking do this dungeon again? Oh my god. How many times have I had to do this damn dungeon now? I'm getting real freaking tired of doing this dungeon. Give me your mace. This is gonna TP me, I remember. I think. Nope. Nope. Wrong dungeon. This one did. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You drop to the ground, easy prey, and you never awaken. Oh, okay. Thanks. I guess, game. Appreciate that one. I know this tower from memory. It's like home. I don't know this tower from memory. I know it a bit. I've obviously been here a few times. Oh, that's right. I can go ahead and turn that wheel and just, like... Oh, what do you mean? I can't turn... The wheel's not on this side. Is it? Hold on. Because the wheel isn't on this side. The wheel is on the other side. So I can't go ahead and do it from this side. I have to go all the way around. Oh, shoot. It's literally why I have this ring. It's on the other staircase. No shit, you're telling me I could have just gone the shortcut this way. Are you serious? Is that... Are you for real? Did I just learn this for the first time ever? I am so mad that I am just learning this for the first time ever now. Oh my god. Super short, you just need to know. I had no idea that that was the fast way to do it. Hold on. I am pretty sure... Let me take a look at my map here. No, go back. Okay. I've been here like a few times, but I don't know this map, like... I do not know this tower properly. Is it this way? Oh, into the teleporting. Okay. Freaking A, I hate these ones. No! God damn it. Did it hit me with that damn thing again? I'm pretty sure it did. Did I hit this already? Or no? We'll say no. Right, ghost. Okay, now before I'm an idiot. Now I save. Let's see. Werewolf's blood. Neither of that is good enough. Holy Tomb. Holy Tomb of whatever that is. Okay. Teleport. Now we save. Stamina. Twice. So I can burn out some of my spell points to absorb spells. Daedric Gauntlets! Oh my god! It's the last piece that I am missing! Hooray! Okay, F9. Where are we at right now? I feel like I am going a very long way about this. Because I normally just kind of run my way through it. And it takes me... I don't know how long it takes me. Actually. Holy Dagger. Okay. Holy Dagger. Ah, okay. I need to get up there. So we'll just skip a lot of that by climbing up there. Oh, hold on. No, I don't need to climb. There's a fountain, right? I'm in the right place for this fountain, right? Or am I thinking the wrong dungeon here? Imagine a purple with white theory. That actually sounds pretty cool. Click on the chain to fly straight to the... from the stairs. Okay. Let me make sure I'm coming in the right area here. The chain to fly and go right from the... Oh, welp. That's what happens. I think my biggest problem right now is not getting afflicted with whatever the fuck I keep getting. We'll just keep casting this out so I can keep absorbing this spell. What the heck is going on? Whatever that is insane and I don't like it. The gloves, what are you talking about? What gloves? Yeah. The thing is, I'm immune to disease, so it can't be a disease as far as I know, but... Never to awaken, of course. The Daedric ones, you lost them? What do you mean I lost them? They're still here. I just haven't put them on. It must be something. Yeah, it must be something to do with my movement. Okay, cool. That's then. It's good. We're done. It has something to do with my movement. So, all right, back over. Oh, altar, right. Sure. Lich Dust, Wraith Dust, Dragon Scale. Nothing else. I don't know. It has something to do with the vampires. They inflict some type of thing, but I don't exactly know what it is. It's some type of debuff, but it has something to do with movement, so... Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you. I think. Because I have to go over there and then go to the left and find my way through this weird hallway thing. Yeah, I completely forgot about this place. Forgotten how freaking tough. You are paralyzed. No, the hell I am not. I'm tired of that. Ugh. That ring every time. Lifesaver. Thank you, Propane, for telling me to freaking do this ring. Okay. Is there one inside, too? No. Okay. The powder is ready. All you need to do is sprinkle it on his true corpse. I must warn you, it will not put his shade to rest, but you'll be able to soothe it sufficiently to allow you a chance to speak. Final exorcism is for Lysander to choose. Do not know where he is buried. If you do speak to him... Okay, cool. Well, now I just need to get out of here. Yeah, I had no idea that that was, like, a thing I could do. I had no idea there was a wheel that would allow me to cut the time down like that. I had no clue, so that saves me a lot of suffering later. Nothing like some dodo eggs in the morning. Now I have no idea how to get out. I know how to get out. I usually kind of create a thing as I go. Oh, wait a second. Yeah. Because I have to teleport my way out. I forgot about that. That's, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's normally why I take the path that I do, because it allowed me to immediately get to the exit. I will find my way, I'm sure. It's okay, I got it! I got it! I can just wander through dungeons like a normal person would do. Not too worried. Dungeon ain't going anywhere. Yeah, I think this is normally how I would go out and around. Or am I back where I started? I sure the heck am. Okay. I am exactly where I started. Alright, I'll find my way out. I can't remember exactly where the way out is, but I'll find it. Somewhere. Where am I? Ah, yes, okay. Let's just make sure there's nothing here. Okay. Basilisk Eye. Ecto doesn't weigh too much. By the morning of day 5, the Therizia teamed up. Nice. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go ahead and take that piece out. Oh, shit. Actually, I need to go back into that room is what I need to do. We'll just chill in the corner. Wait until it takes my health away second time here. Sleep. That's what it is. Never to awaken. We gotta head out. Alright, I'll catch you later, Diego. Thanks for popping in. This is like... It's not even a difficult place, but it is one of my least favorite dungeons, just because how confusing it can be. Isn't there a dispel to cure sleep? If there is, my character probably doesn't know it. My character is not very... Despite being the top of the Mages Guild, I wouldn't call them much of a caster. I remember having to go... It was such a pain. There was like a torture room that I went to get in. That was normally how I navigated back to it. Ugh. It's not that sleep kills me. It's that when I fall asleep in the dungeon, I'm prey to pretty much everything in here. So, I die because something eats me. That's what happens. is that this is the last time you need to go here. Probably not. Well, I guess since I'll turn it into the orcs. Yeah, I suppose that is correct. This will be the last time I really need to go here. I'm just super... Oh, hold on. This hallway connects out this way, so I need to go this way. I do remember because I did this... There's a way to, like, slip past a lot of this bullshit. I need to go this way. There's a hallway that connects here. And then... this goes down, and then I turn left. Or am I going the wrong way again? Nope, I'm pretty sure I'm the wrong way. I don't think I've ever used that teleporter behind the bookshelf, though. Anytime that I've come here, I don't think I've ever used it. Oh, that's too much. They're way too heavy. Oh, jeez. Okay. She never took this path before. Yeah, but it looks still the same. It should have the wheels somewhere coming up on the wall here. There we are. Out we go. Voila! Because I've gone through the long walk every time. I've never done the teleporters and stuff. So I took a very long walk, but I managed to find my way there. Well, I think the first time I took the teleporters, I don't think I took the teleporters any other time after that. But I did remember that there was the whole thing on the wall. I just couldn't remember where I needed to go. Okay, cool. Now, to... this one? Yep, Lysandus' tomb. Head straight east. Alright, on to the next part. Getting near the climax of the story? Yep, that is for sure. That takes care of one of the big quests that I have on my chart here. Gave me the powder, and that'll take care of this and this. Yeah, it'll take care of these two quests here. Yeah, I think this starts this mission, and then I am on the last 4 quests in the game. And then I can finally move on to Morrowind. I'm just kind of mad that it resets it every freaking time. Well, for the quest for killing off what's-his-name, well, I guess I could go hand in hand it to Gortwog. You're correct. Yeah, I could do that. Let me take a look at the letter here real quick. There's the totem. But I'm pretty sure I need to turn this letter into someone. Should be a random amount of gold, but you actually get nothing. Reputation and losses. Medora and Associates. Definitely not turning it into Nulfaga. Not gonna deal with that one. Start of the totem is from within this quest, but not before all three subplots of the main quest. The Emperor's Letter, helping the King of Worms, and avenging Lysandus' death are successfully completed. Okay. Yeah, I'm just looking up stuff. I'm not trying to find my way through all these dungeons and everything. I'll get there eventually, which... so after you kill off Lord What's-His-Name, you have to give that letter to somebody. It's part of completing the quest. My thought was that the easiest way to do it would be to turn it into Medora. I guess I could give it a Gortwog, I suppose. Since I'm gonna give him the totem anyway. You either find him or the letter? Oh. I thought it was both. You have to kill him and then take his letter. And be like, hey, here he is. That's the one, officer. You can end the quest by killing him directly in the dungeon or by giving the letter to one of them. Ah. Okay, cool. Then that takes care of my... I always kill him much faster. Oh, yeah, I figured. Be sure to save because the placement decides, and once you figure out, once you find one, you can't find the other. Okay. See if you find the letter first by chance, you're screwed. So if I find it, not just if I, like... Not just if I happen upon it and like, don't pick it up. I mean, if I find the letter first and I don't find him, I mean, it adds more travel time, but I'll just go over to what's-her-name, turn in the letter, and be like, okay, done. It won't be any worse than... Oh, excuse me. Won't be any worse than what already needs to be done. I am assuming that I may get summoned in Orsinium because Orcus Emancipation was the last thing completed, or it may have me go all the way back to Daggerfall to talk to Brasenia. I don't know, one of them. Either way, I mean, it's not like it's gonna mess anything up. It's just, oh, hold on. Talking about messing things up. It's not like it's gonna mess anything up. It's just gonna make it slightly longer. That's all. One less trip? I mean, sure. But I mean, if I find the letter first instead of him, yeah, sure, that makes it. I'm not that worried. I'm not doing a speed run. I'm just doing a no fast travel run. So if I gotta take a longer trip, that's fine. I mean, I've been running across the map anyway. I'll try and aim for killing him. But if I run into the letter a few times, I'll take that as a sign. Yeah, it's not a random spawn, so if you find the letter and load, you know it's not that way. Alright. You can just avoid it. Hey, Mr. Bob and Mr. Bird. Hello and welcome. How you doing? So was it two, Mr. Bob and Mr. Bird? Or is it Mr. Bob or Mr. Bird? I know there's an and, but is it like two people on one account, or is it like one person with a long name? Also, is that a Brotherhood of Steel thing I see there that you have posted in here? I can't say much because I'm an Enclave person myself. Bird is dead, I think 10 years ago. That is very unfortunate. I'm more of an Enclave person. I think Brotherhood of Steel is cool, especially like the start of a lot of it. But yeah, I can't get behind a lot of what the Brotherhood of Steel accomplishes nowadays, especially just according to the lore. I get what they're trying to do to preserve the technology, but the fact remains that they're preserving the technology at what price? They're completely forgoing any people within, you know, the United States who may or may not be able to go ahead and benefit from such technology, just so that way they can go ahead and study it. It just doesn't sit right with me. Like, the Enclave may not be the greatest at what they're doing, and sure, they wanted to go ahead and, quote, wipe out all of the people in the U.S. to make way for the purebloods, as they put it. But still, I mean, if you want my honest opinion, I think the Institute was right. In Fallout 4, I think the Institute really is the best power in Fallout to take humanity in the appropriate direction. I sided with the Institute because I really do think they are the appropriate people to follow the legacy of humanity. They may be a little pretentious at times, but that doesn't stop them from being right, in my opinion. I think Lion's Brotherhood also did it right. I think sharing the technology for the betterment of the Commonwealth, the betterment of DC was nice. You're one of the few weirdos who sided with the railroad. I feel like between Lion's Brotherhood, or the East Coast Brotherhood, and the Institute, I feel like a lot could get done, because Lion's Brotherhood tends to go ahead and grab technology for use by everybody. The Institute has its own set of technology that they're capable of using, but I believe between the two of them, they could really come together to make a completely new, you know, the Institute of Steel, let's just say. The two of them to come together to create the Institute of Steel and be able to create a more cohesive environment for both the citizens to become part of the Institute, as well as the Institute to benefit the greater whole. Rather than the Institute being like, hey, you know what, we're going to keep ourselves separate, and we're going to go ahead and just slowly probe our way through. I feel like Lion's Brotherhood could be a good middleman between both the Institute and the Commonwealth or the DC area, tri-state, and all of that. Just my opinion, just how I feel about the whole situation, but I do feel like the Institute was in the right. Yes, I understand the plight. I feel like they were both too full of themselves. Sure. But I feel like like I said, being full of yourself doesn't mean you're wrong. It just means you're a little too arrogant. Alright, well, this is where I am going to be. Plus, it was fun taking them down. It was fun. I actually sided with the Institute, and it was good because I constantly had power armor. I never had to worry about not having power armor. And we're going to save again because I am always paranoid now. So both of these are the same save. Anyway, this is where I'm going to go ahead and end it for tonight. For those of you who are new, make sure to like, sub, follow, share, all of that stuff. Helps the channel grow. And the more people I have here, the closer we get to some of our more unique content. At 600, I believe, is gross sodas and foods. So we'll have a whole stream all about that, and you'll get to see me devour some really disgusting stuff. Anyway, for all of the returning regulars, thank you guys for popping in. Always makes the time pass by. Destroying the Institute was epic. I did it as well. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. But I went back, and I really enjoy the Institute, and I will always side with them. But yeah. I will go ahead and catch all of you guys tomorrow. Remember, we don't stream on Sunday, so Saturday, we'll see how far we can get. And if I can get enough progress, or depending on where that letter is going to pop up, or depending on where the where I got to meet Brisenia, because I'm going to have to go back to Daggerfall anyway, we should be done probably within a week here. Anyway, you guys have a great night, and I will catch you all again.